Bonjour. Bon, stomp de bon. Stomp de bonch. It's a technical. I need to do something technical right now. Ooh, I look naked. Naked! Again! Naked and afraid. Stand by, please. Technical stuff to do. Technical stuff. Hey, boners. Bonjour. Bonjour boners. Here we go. Now we're going to the thing that says the stuff and things. We're going to the stuff, the things, the stuff and you. Hi, welcome to Get Wood. Excuse me. I often need a moment to kind of catch my breath and show you that I don't have my whole titty out. Hi, my name's Jess Wood. Welcome to Get Wood. It's your 30 some odd minutes of some odd stories from the week to get you cheerful, to get you started, to get you smiling maybe one time for this week. Bonjour Boners and ¿Cómo estás? I hope bien. I know it's been quite hard to be bien these days. And I'd like to address the comment that I got last week. One of the many comments that I get every week, but I got one comment that said, What's everybody? Why would you say that everybody needs to be bien? What's the matter? What's the matter with everything? Everything's fine." And I'm like, who are you, and where are you living? And bonjour to you, because wow, I wish I were that out of it that I didn't realize. So then I did a little detective work, because I am a detective sometimes. I have an ex-boyfriend who called me CSI, come scene investigator, because I often was like, ew, is this a ball hands like on the bong? Do you know ball hands? It's a schmutzy situation, and I hope you never know what it is. Anywho, so the comment was from a bot. It wasn't even from a real person. So if you do the little searching, a lot of times the negativity is from the bots. It's not even a real person. So they're not going to get me excited and fight night, gonna knock it out like a fight night. So hello. I know I haven't done a theme song, because here's the thing. I'm racking my brains about what new theme song I should put together and mash up for you, because last theme song got, each one broken down and given to you in its little own individual video. So I feel like once that's done, don't we need to move on? I mean, you could tell me if you really miss, Big Bird, Sesame, Big Minge Energy, which I know Phil probably really misses, but Phil's the only person I can think that would miss that. So you let me know. I have been thinking, boy, I've taken notes. I do take a lot of notes during the week, and I am so pleased with myself. Let's be pleased with ourselves once in a while, shall we? Can we please give ourselves a break, be proud of ourselves, look at the work we've done, take a little love in, credit, just give yourself a little pat on the back, a little pat on the nipple. Beep, 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 beep. I mean, it's so delicious that we can do these things, and yet we're so hard on ourselves. So here we go. This is look at ripped and torn, like from the ancient days of the scroll. If you're just listening on audio, I'm showing in the video a piece of paper. I don't even know if a lot of you know what that is. A piece of paper from a notepad that's ripped out, and it's actually written on in handwritten. Yeah, some cursive, which is like in a different language to a lot of the people. And youngins, they can't even read it. So when the apocalypse comes, us Gen Xers are going to be in charge, and we're going to write each other notes in cursive, and we're going to pass them around, and that's how we're going to make sure that everybody's okay. These little babies, they need us, and we need them. We need each other. I love you so much. Is that from Raising Arizona? Yes. I love him so much. Oh, what a movie. Theme song, mashup, thoughts, notes for you, because I love you so much. Okay. Oh, hi, hearts. Thanks. Who's ever hearting, I heart you so hard back. Okay. I called 911 a long time ago. Okay, this is like This is going to be my mashup theme song. I called 911 a long time ago. Crazy, and that's how it goes. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass poussoir. Hashtag blessed. Ooh, ooh. You see how I lost it right there? I really ran out of steam at the end there, and I don't know why. It's because I'm not attached to it. It's notes, and it's there for the funkiness. And you know why I wanted to bring it in here for us? Because I wanted to let you know we're never perfect. We never have everything ready. You look at painters. Painters say all the time, "Oh, I didn't think that painting was done, but I had to stop." Songwriters, hi Alex. Hello, I'm looking at you. Songwriters, they have to stop at a certain point and be like, that's the song, and put it out and play it on stage. Just like in comedian storytelling, the whole situation, you got to just do it. Just try it. As my brilliant friend Greg Wallach says, it is not poured in cement. We can always futz around with it. Futz around. All right, speaking of futzing, I got to tell you, since I'm speaking a little Yiddish right now, I'm thinking of one of the things that I did this week that was unbelievable. Oh, and P.S., if you tuned in to hear about my poussoir and my Russian friend being upset with me, in public, we were at a bar, and from across the bar, she's like, Jesse, your pesunyat must be a mess. And I was like, Saj, I think people understand what that means. I don't know. It just sounds close enough to be close enough. You know what I mean? So it's not waxed. I don't believe in it anymore. I mean, I never really believed in it. And as I said last week, ow. So she's still disappointed in me. And I saw her, oh, look, I'm futzing with my hair, even though I have a hat on. I saw my friend Sash this week. I went and visited her at Bloomingdale's, where she worked. She worked at Chanel counter. Bloomingdale's, it's a very challenging job, Jesse, because a lot of women come and the one question I keep get asked, has this been already used? It's fully packaged, never open. Why they ask this every time? I said, I don't know. People are paranoid that they're not getting what they're paying for, I guess. It's not true. Okay. So I told her I'm going on this very exciting, anxious making, extravagant, I don't know, silly adventure on Friday. And I've never done anything like this ever before. I'm meeting up with someone in Miami. Welcome to Miami. And I haven't been to Miami since I played in South Beach years ago. I was so young. It was like one of my, it was my first road gig where a Puerto Rican sketch group asked me to open for them. And this is how long ago it was. They were opening for, hold on to your fucking sombreros. They were opening the Tito, the King Puente. Tito Puente. Bing, da-ding, ding, da-ding, da-ding, ding, da-ding, da-ding. Yes, that's how long ago it was. And that's how strange a lineup can be sometimes. A comic, me, young, 23 maybe, doing characters, doing jokes from her life, autobiographical, to a very crowded, very dressed up, very confused audience of people. ¿Qué pasó? Blanca Loca. So that was my first gig. Long time ago, 1999, 90. It was the 1990s. Anywho, so I'm going there on Friday, and I'm going to meet a guy, a boy, a man, a gentleman. Hello. You see, when I get nervous, I get like overactive. So I've been really paying attention to my anxiety, my moods, my, my feels, and sitting in my feels. And I realized because, and I don't know if any of y'all relate to this, but please let me know, because I'd love to know that I'm not alone in here. I'm not even comfortable saying it. I can't even sit still. Okay, so when I feel vulnerable, or when I feel like I maybe don't have like full control, which none of us do, yes, I tend to get, my old self comes through like a maniac. You see what I did there? Because the cholos, they call me maniac, eh? That was my nickname, eh? In the gangs, when I hung out with gangs, in Santa Monica, they fucking call me maniac, homie. Like maniac. No, I know. I was like, what? I would like to have like maybe I could be Blanca or I could be green eyes or dimples. Like those things will work for me. But no, they call me maniac and stuff because you know why? They said I was crazy, eh? Don't you know I'm loco? Insane in the membrane. Anyway, I go back to that young lady in a life of having to survive, a life where I had to be tough, a life where it was very different from this life right now as a grown person who's done a lot of work. And I don't know if you go, I'm doing a little shimmy sham sham. If you go back and reenact old stuff, I'd love to know. Please tell your pal Jess if you have things come up and maybe pay attention. Maybe you could pay attention to your feelings and like sit with them for a moment and not just, lash out or barf out or hurt yourself, and the dukkha, the duke. I mean, look, this is like Buddhism and gangsters and we have it all here on Get Wood. I'm so happy you're here and I just love you so much. And I know I said it already, but I don't care. I'll say it again. That's how different I am now. But when I'm faced with the vulnerability and a little bit of loss of control that I think I have, I get very tough. And I've noticed this past week or two, I've been extra tough about when I tell the story of meeting this gentleman and I need to calm down. Okay. That said, very exciting, change the nervousness to excitement. That's what you want to do. So I go and I go back to Sasha at Bloomingdale's and I'm like, Sasha, and I'm telling her all about where I'm going. And she said, immediately, she cuts me off and she's like, okay, I'm going to get you makeup and perfume. And I'm like, what are you talking? And then she looks at my shoes I'm wearing and she goes, and you can't wear those shoes. And I was like, bitch, who am I going to be? Like, I have to be myself. I mean, that's the least I can do for this gentleman. What am I going to show up like flat ironed hair and like a sweater wrapped around that wouldn't be good, a sweater in Miami in August. But you know what I mean? Like, well, let's be our authentic selves, please. Let's at least try. And I told her, I go, Sash, these are my favorite shoes, and I don't wear perfume and a lot of makeup. I have like blush and mascara. You heard? Oh my God. So be yourself. Be yourself. Have you watched that movie yet? Because I chat about it here a lot. Just Friends. I know it sounds weird because I'm going to tell you the cast: Anna Faris, Ryan Reynolds. But Ryan Reynolds was a big guy when he was younger, and now he's like a hot like Hollywood guy, music guy, producer guy. Anyway, it's hilarious. And the lady from Airplane, if you remember Airplane, the movie, which I hope you do, and if you haven't, please, I will give you a fucking list of movies to go watch. Anyway, let's talk about a movie that I got to watch with friends of mine on Saturday last. Now, when I leave you, I get a bag together and I fucking head out to the beach because you know why? It's a peaceful place. It's a calm place. I mean, sometimes maybe not because there are now Bluetooth, the Bluth's banana stand. There are now Bluetooth speakers that are the size of rolly suitcases. Ha! Wow! I guess that's what we're listening to. So, you hope for a good playlist. And so far, so good. I gotta say, I'm down with like the Bad Bunny and the Migos. Like I really enjoy the mixes that I've heard so far. Anyway, I get over there and I meet up with my girlfriend. Oh man, do I got the best girlfriends. Now let me just tell you, shout out to Al. She knows who you are. Okay, so I'll shout it out. Shout it out, Al. And she met me and we got our warm clothes bag and our chairs and we went to the beach. And we had our warm clothes bag because we spent a few hours at the beach. And I wanted to shout out to Ivana and her little daughter, my little niece. See, I love her so much. And she says to me, Auntie Jessica, can we please go in the water? My Barbie needs to take a swim. And I'm like, yes, of course we can. And you know how it thrills me and warms my heart that this young lady gets to play with a Barbie because I was not allowed. My mom was like, Jesse, no, oh God. Barbie is an unrealistic, idealistic, fucked up patriarch woman, the idea of woman. And I'm like, yeah, I guess like the measurements and stuff, but in actuality, Barbie was originated in a very feminist, strengthening way. But my mom doesn't know that. So me, I don't mind a Barbie. You know what I mind? Those slutty brats. Oh, those brats. Bunch of whores. Have you seen it? A lot of eye makeup on those brats. How old are they? 12? And here's the thing. I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't say a fucking word. You know what I was doing when I was 12? I was sucking old guys' dicks in fucking cement rooms, for $20. Don't get weird. I was sex trafficked, but it wasn't called that when I was young. It was called getting pimped out by your friend's grandma. And listen, I've talked about it before. I've done a lot of therapy around it. Now I have jokes. So just go with the flow. And that's what we got to do. We got to heal, and then we got to lighten the fuck up about it. Okay. Face that shit. So anyhow, so then Ivy was there with the kid, and they were going in the water. We had the best time. I get to introduce Ivy and Elle, and the connection and love. And when you connect people, I'm not one of those girls. Have you heard those girls before that say, because I've never heard a guy say this before, and I'm going to do girl guy. I'm going to do it. Comparison. Have you ever heard a girl go, I don't know, I don't really want them to hang out. Like, they're my friends. Like, they're my friends separately, and they shouldn't hang out with themselves. Don't hang out with yourself. They shouldn't hang out with each other if I'm not there. Like, what kind of bitch shit is that? Like, controlling, that's my friend. And stop it. Allow people to have their individuality, to have their friends, to have joy that is without you, to have adventure without you. Like, what are you doing? And support your friends, support your love, especially females. Let's support each other no matter what. You don't want to hurt anybody. You want to love. If nothing else, Get Wood promotes, boners and love, hopefully together. And also, if not, then that's okay too. But no violence and no bitchy ass bitches to the bitch each other. No. Okay. So Al and I, because anti-bitches, when the girls leave, we take our beach chairs just a few blocks down the beach on the sand and sit right like third row in the fucking sand. And why are we in the sand? Because there's a screen, a movie screen that's been, I don't know, blown up. I think it was a blow up. And it had an O-face. And on this screen was going to screen for us The Warriors. One of the best movies ever made. I'll fight you. I mean, sure, you got The Godfather, you got Goodfellas, you got Wizard of Oz. I mean, is there a theme here? And The Warriors, it's so good. And there's nothing like sitting in the sand of Coney Island, where the movie is, it's based in New York City. They're trying to get home from riffs. Yeah, right. Okay, why are they saying yeah, right? Like, I was like, I didn't remember them saying yeah, right. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, right. I feel like that's not a positive it's not like a fuck yeah, like, you know what I mean? Riffs. Or something like that, but like, yeah, right. Anyway, so that's my problem. So there's nothing like watching the Wonder Wheel on screen and having the Wonder Wheel next to you at the fucking Coney Island beach in real life. So it was just surreal and gorgeous. Then there was a moon. Yes, there was a moon that night, a full moon. I know you can't even plan this kind of beautiful magic. You can't. I know. Oh, I get so excited. When I get excited, like this girl from the Bronx comes out, and I don't know why, but I gotta tell you, I like it. Anyway, so this moon was coming up from the ocean, I know. The beauty that I get to see, the beauty that I take in, it's just, I'm so blessed. Okay, so the moon comes, and it's orange. It's orange for those of you from New York and the East Coast. It's orange. For those of you from the West Coast, it was orange. And so this moon came up, climbed next to the movie screen, and shone upon the ocean. It shone upon the ocean, sparkling, sparkling Atlantic Ocean. Like a dream it was. Like a dream. And then there were all the people reacting in the audience to the warriors. Well, first we would scream and shout when they were fighting and won. Yeah. Now, a lot of people love, and I said this last week, and I'm sorry to repeat, but I got to tell you, if you haven't tuned in, then here you go. This is a new for you. All right. Everyone loves Warriors Come Out to Play, yay. That's their favorite line from that movie. Warriors Come Out to Play, yay. You know, with old creepo face. But my favorite line is very much in the beginning of the film. Yes, it is a film, and I will discuss it like a critic would in the film industry. So the orphans are this gang that are so low on the gangy totem poles that they weren't even invited to the ribs. Here, can you dig it? To see him speak. And so they're kind of resentful when they run across the warriors. And they're also getting by the girl from Too Close for Comfort, Donna Van Winkleson or something. Anyway, she says to them. So it kind of, makes them feel like, oh shit, we gotta fuck with these dudes. So they go away and they come back with a bunch of, they go like into their buildings and they do like a, you've heard me do the whistle before. When you want your gang to come and help you out, you need some backup, or the cops are there. And so the orphans come in a bigger group, and the warriors are like shit. And there's like 8 of them, and there's like 20 of the orphans. And the kid who's like the orphans leader, he says, "You see what you get, warriors? You see what you get when you mess with the orphans." And that, I don't know why, it warms my heart, and I love that line. So you're welcome. I'm so excited. So we got to watch that. People screaming for Stillwell Avenue. That's the subway stop that they arrive at in Coney Island, which was directly behind us from the beach. So, yeah, that's right, Brooklyn. That's right. Represent Stillwell Avenue. Dino's Wonder Wheel. What are you doing over here? You heard? Got mad references to the Warriors right here all over the beach and beyond. Say Mermaid Ave, stick like that. So, yeah, hot stuff. If you can go and do, I'm living in a place that only has summer for a few months. So if you're in a place like that as well, you got to go out and you got to take advantage of what the summer has to offer you. Because then we're just we're not inside for the rest of the year, but it's not as, well, you don't get to sit outside. The events are not outside as much because it is 30 degrees or below it. You below it. So as we're watching the Warriors, I had to look at my notes because I feel like I missed a couple things, which I did. Al and I are sitting in our chairs and we're just thoroughly enjoying. The moon is rose and the Wonder Wheel is wheeling. And it gets to the part in the movie where they get separated, and I know it's so hard for me not to think keep them separated. It's so hard. There's like, is that like a thing? I know other people have it. Is it called something? Anyway, yeah, it's called ADD, Jessica. Have you not noticed? So they get separated, and there are the part of the gang. These guys are standing at the subway stairs, and there are these hot little girls. I mean, hot. I don't know. They were hot for that time. It was very middle part. How do you do? So they're like, hey, jean jacket, middle part, and the boys, no shirt, leather vests. So they get together and the girls bring them over to their apartment, and the boys are just thinking with their dicks. And that's how a lot of people get in trouble in this movie. I don't mean to spoiler alert, but there's a little dick problem. Don't go dick first, because you'll be sure to end in a demise. The dick demise. So, don't be dick demised. Another beautiful word that I've invented. So the girls are coming onto them very strong. They're getting everybody to make out. They're getting everybody dick-stracted, as you know I love to say. But one of the guys with a younger warrior is like, I don't know. And then he notices one girl locks the door. Another girl brings out a gun. Okay, so before all this happens, and they're standing on their respective spots in the street, and they haven't gone back to the apartment yet, we are watching a black gentleman comes walking on the sand near us, stops for the exchange on the movie, hey, the guys say to the girls, who are you? And this man, as he walks by, looks at Al and I, and he goes, the Lizzies. And we were like, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was so interactive. It was so Rocky Horror. You know what I mean? It was very exciting. Did I get really excited right there? I did. And I am not going to apologize for it. That's real. So also at the same time, watching the movie, now they didn't turn it off. They didn't turn the sound off. They didn't turn the movie off. But what they did was a police vehicle, beach vehicle, pulled up next to us and over the loudspeaker said, sorry to interrupt. Is anyone missing a son named Jacob? And the couple in front of us leap out of their chairs and run to the fucking place. Now, here's the thing. They found Jacob, and I'm sure it was very much a traumatic moment for him, and he was crying, and he was having a hard time. However, can we just discuss how the Warriors movie was more important than the child being found? I mean, not more important, but kind of on the same level. You know what I mean? Because earlier in the day when we were sitting on the beach, we heard the Rangers walkie-talkie, because we have park rangers on our beaches because they don't have enough lifeguards. So sometimes there's a ranger with a whistle. Blow the whistle. So the ranger walkie-talkie said, there's been the third missing child found today. Third missing child found. Really? So a lot of kids get, missing at the beach. But the blessing is that Coney Island is not where the traffickers are. You know what I mean? Don't put out the word. I don't think you will. You're such sweethearts. All right. So what else did I say? Oh, Brooklyn. Brooklyn. What a story. Okay. Oh my God. I have like so many more things and only 3 more minutes. Okay. What do I tell you? All right. So Subway stories really fast. Really fast. Mark Maron's new HBO comedy special. Fantastic. I loved it. Called Panicked. Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster General, has a Broadway show, and Take a Banana for the Ride. And it's amazing, fantastic, beautiful, touching, funny. I mean, it's all the things. So those are my 2 reviews this week. Now on to the subway. As I love to be on the subway. I enjoy it. I can read, I can watch characters. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't love it. You're looking at, who's the lady who's got 2 thumbs and loves the subway? Do you remember that graphic tee? Homeboy, Jesus is my homeboy. I had one that said Mary is my homegirl. Anyway, I think I have when you have the stank on you from someone who's giving you attention in a way that's kind of like flirty-turdy romantical, and then you have like a little stank on you, like you're like, I don't need anybody else to be romantical or talk to me on nothing. I need nothing. I am good. And I think that happened because there's been very many young gentlemen coming around, and maybe it's just because I'm so beautiful. How do you not give yourself a compliment without doing a voice? Jessica, be kind. Remember, I preach the kindness, and then I make fun of myself. You're a lovely lady. You're a lovely. Stop it. Okay. Thank you for being here for that. And I hope that you got something out of that only you could get. So I'm one of 3 people on the train the other night going home from work. The other 2 people are a white gentleman across from me, gay, 30s, very well-dressed, earbuds, seemingly not paying any attention to my area. And what do you need to pay attention to my area for? Get your eyes out of my area. And then this young white gentleman, 20-something, you know what I'm talking about. He comes, he's been sitting kind of seats away. He doesn't need to come to the door that I'm sitting next to exit, and he does. He's got a flannel. He's got the baggy jeans. He's a handsome young gentleman. He leans over, like looming over me, and he says, excuse me, miss, but you're very beautiful. And I'm like, oh, because at first I was like, excuse me, miss, what? Do you need $1? Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Why are you coming like so? It's a very close talk. So I said, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. And he goes, "Pfft," like that wasn't good to say to him. So then he lifts his flannel shirt up, and on the side of his body, naked, it has a huge tattoo of the nurse. I believe it was from Blink 182, Enema of the State, where she's putting on the glove and she's like, eh. But it's like a hot nurse, and it's the whole side of him. And he holds it up and he looks at me and he goes, yeah, I'm tatted up too. So, and I was like, well, that's great. I go, oh, so cute. Like I feel like he needed a little validation before he split. And so he left. And then I looked at the guy across from me and I said, oh my, I kind of didn't know how that was going to go down. And the guy across from me goes, me either. It seemed kind of menacing at first. And I'm like, right. I go, would you have been there for me? He goes, depends. New York. Honest. So then I'm on the train last night coming home from Beacon, where my auntie resides. Went up to Beacon yesterday, small town, Beacon, New York, very arty, very cutesy, very Main Street, all the stores. And because I go up there, I try to go up there at least once a month, once every couple months. I really try to keep it pretty regular to be with my auntie because she's an elder, and we're all driven mad by our family, but we gotta be there for them because they're not going to be here the whole time. I mean, you don't have to be there for them. I don't want to preach any of that shit. If you have some traumas that you can't get past, do you, boo? But if you can, and if you can maybe look at where they come from and have a small bit of compassion, that's just what worked for me. Was I got to understand a little more, well, a lot more about Mama L and Bryce and where they came from and what their backgrounds were and how they were brought up. And it really helped me find some compassion and love for them and forgiveness for what they had done. And I must tell you, being with them, I mean, separately, but towards the end of their lives, and me just getting over how I was holding on to old stories, how I was holding on to resentments, how I was holding on to old shit. And I just put that stuff aside. And I took really good care of myself. I didn't go stay in their homes or anything, but I spent time with them. And then they died, as everyone will do, myself included. How are you? And I just feel a sense of peace. And as my friend Matt Gallagher says, you can always count on the Irish to give you a little tough fucking love. He says to me, Jessica, you don't want to go yell at a grave every year. You know what I'm saying? Go make up with these fools. And it's for you. It's not for them. It's for you. Anyway, preach on. So this guy, another guy, I know there's guys galore. He comes a little bit more age appropriate, but probably still not. And he was a shirt maker. And I know this because he pulled out a shirt that he had in his duffel to show me, just really unsolicited, which I find so sweet because I often will encourage everyone I know and people I don't know, listeners like you, to really find a passion and really do it and help yourself feel like you have something for you that you don't have to share with anyone, or that once it's done, you can share. Or, like I said at the beginning of the show, allow yourself to be imperfect and produce more stuff. Allow yourself to not be the best and see what happens. Allow yourself time and space and fun. That's what I'm remembering, is that we have to have fun when we're doing what we love, or else do we really love it? And I'm not looking for validation from anybody. And I'm looking to hear what you feel like. Because it will make me feel better. So maybe I am looking for validation. Anyway, oh my gosh, there's way more to tell you. But listen, it's 3505060708. And I am going to be packing up to go to the beach after this. So I got to get the fuck out. I got to, what did my boss say the other day? My manager, he goes, let's make like a hockey player and get the puck out of here. And I was like, yeah, dude, let's make like a prom dress and take off. That got him. That was a good one. And speaking of good ones, I wanted to thank my Ms. Poles for her delicious and delightful feedback that I could post anytime you guys have stuff that, Dan, my sweet Dan, Alex and Ivy and Al and anyone and everyone who ever is reposting my show, sharing with your friends, commenting, and I really would love, because it's been a full year and I just went and checked it. If you have not written a review or 5-starred me on a podcast platform that you listen to this on, please go and do so now or after the show. But if you haven't commented, if you haven't left a review, because it really helps me get into the mix of all the stuff. And also, I love what you say. You're so generous and smart. I mean, the words that you use are really smart. And I love it. And I love you. And I thank you. And if you just came across this and were like, who's this lady? Well, like, subscribe, and tune in next Saturday. I won't be here. I know. I'm going to be doing the show on Friday next because I'm missing a week because I'm going to Miami. I know. So we'll talk before I go. But just know, I'm going to be gone. Okay? Oh, Ken. Hey, Kenny. A happy belated, boo-boo. Hi, Smiley. Hell yeah. Oh, my gosh. I love y'all so much. I love y'all. You know, at my job, a lot of people ask me, are you from the South? And I go, no, but I guess Southern California. And they go, yeah, you say y'all a lot. I said, so does Snoop Dogg. So don't get twisted. Okay. I love you so much for watching. I love you for listening. I'll see you on Friday. I love you. Yeah. Burr, 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 burr.